Hello, everybody. My name is Bisan, and welcome to a new episode of The Hair Wire. Today, I'm going to be flying solo without my good friends Sergio and Kerry because both of them have great plans. Sergio is on his way to a great vacation in Argentina. I wish him so much luck, and hopefully, he will enjoy. Sergio, if you're hearing me, enjoy your vacation with your beautiful wife, Karen. And Kerry is busy with her two kids running around and is working so hard on the backup end of our Hairwire website to create all the new things that you guys all are waiting for. Don't forget to check hairwire.com. Don't forget to check our summit, and don't forget to check also the Trico network. We are growing every day. We're bringing all the trichologists and cosmetologists and any hair enthusiasts together under one roof, which is the Trico network of the Hairwire. So today I'm going to be talking to you all by myself, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous. So I'm going to talk about a favorite topic that I mostly talk about to everybody I meet because it's my personal journey. I am going to talk to you about the microbiome and the importance of microbiome. Microbiome, it's not only for our gut. It doesn't refer only for the fungus and bacteria and viruses in our gut only. Also, microbiome, it's in our scalp, in our mouth, like the oral microbiome. And like these microbiomes are super important for our overall health and well-being. And as a functional trichologist, which is a functional medicine health coach with my background of trichology, I try to bring all the functional medicine modalities to, to create to create procedures or treatment plans for hair loss conditions. And one of the most things that I see with my clients is gut issues. Even with my youngest daughter, she's less than 2 years old. She had a breakout of eczema like since before solid food even, and it baffles me. I tried everything, exterior, interior. I tried to change her milk. I tried to change like eggs, dairy, stop gluten. Nothing worked until I did one test for her gut, and I'll be talking to you about it in a bit. And I figured out that she has a parasite in her gut. So this is how important our gut. It's not only for hair loss. Hair loss is the symptom of anything that is happening inside our body. Any imbalances, hormonal imbalances, nutrient deficiencies, imbalances in our gut, we will have hair loss. But since she's super young, her gut issues manifested and an eczema, a bad rash on her skin. So that's why microbiome is super important for me, and it was also my journey. 5 6 years ago, as you may know if you follow me, my digestive system stopped working 100%. I wake up in the morning, I can't even digest a simple salad with simple chicken, shredded chicken. I can't. If I eat it, I feel bloated and I feel like overwhelmed. I couldn't even breathe. And it went on and on. I went to many gastrointestinal specialists, and everybody told me that, oh, go home and take Tums, Tums, which is an antacid. And I actually didn't know at that time. I went ahead and took the Tums, and then another doctor told me to take Prolosac, and I took that, and it's a proton inhibitor. And what happened is my stomach get worse and worse and worse. I couldn't eat for 3 or 4 months in a row. I was just surviving on liquids. That's the only thing that I can have without making me feel bloated or nauseous or like heavy. And also, don't it contributed to brain fog issues. It contributed to bad insomnia. It contributed to many health issues at that point, and all just because my digestive system stopped working due to a trauma that I went through. So this is my stress response to the trauma that my digestive system shut down, and I couldn't figure it out. Of course, after a lot of research, I figured out something called functional medicine, and I started working my research to that route. And to make the story short, I figured out that when your digestive system stops working, you don't need a proton inhibitor. You don't need tons. Actually, it's the total opposite. When your digestive system stops, your body is, or your digestive system is not secreting proper enzymes, digestive enzymes at HCl. Your stomach is not producing enough HCl to digest the food. The whole system starts to be paralyzed little bit by little bit. And the more food you put in because you don't know what's going on, the more trauma you're doing to your digestive system, the more load you're putting on your digestive system, and the more the toxic load is increasing in our system because there is no elimination process anymore. So when I figured out that when digestive systems stop working, we need to support it with, first of all, stomach HCl, which is betaine HCl, to increase the stomach acidity, so the stomach starts working a little bit on the food to digest it slowly. And also you need to support your stomach with your intestine with digestive enzymes like amylase, amylase, lipase, and what's the pancrease? It's no, what's it called? Lipase, amylase, and one more. So the ox bile too, because also you are not secreting enough biles to digest your food. So the digestive enzymes in combination with the HCl will help the stomach digest the food a little bit more efficiently than with no help at all. And also I figured out that we need to use something called bitters, digestive bitters, because the small intestine stops moving, stops doing all these movement to move the food along through the small intestines. So these bitters will help the motility of your small intestine. So I started incorporating these findings that I find all on my own because no doctor told me that. So I started doing the HCl, digestive enzymes, and bitters, and I started feeling a little bit better than before. But until I figured this out, what happened is I had something called dysbiosis, or leaky gut. It took me at least 4 or 5 months to figure out that my digestive system is not working, and all this backup in my digestive system of food and waste that did not get eliminated, it results in a leaky gut. A leaky gut is when the walls of our intestine, they are actually very transparent. When a lot of toxicity happen inside your digestive system, this barrier, the intestinal wall barrier, will start breaking up, and the toxins from the food that are not digested at all, they will start leaking inside the bloodstream, causing your insomnia, your brain fog, causing all kinds of things. So I developed something called leaky gut, and also because my system was overloaded with toxins, I developed something called SIBO, which is a small intestinal overgrowth of bacteria. This SIBO, where the bad bacteria are overruling the good bacteria started to become diminished. And the bad bacteria basically took over, and this will contribute to a lot of bloating, gas, and bad breath. And the worst of all actually is brain fog. I couldn't focus, and I used to do something called scalp micropigmentation, where I need a lot of focus and hand and eye coordination, and I couldn't. It affected my work and my lifestyle, of course, and that is the worst. So what happens is, because of all these symptoms, I couldn't manage it all by myself. I sought a functional medicine help, doctor help, and they put me on a food regimen to decrease the amount of bad bacteria and encourage the good bacteria. I started to take probiotics and prebiotics, but it didn't help as much as when I did one test. One test called Viome, where it's a stool test. I also was happening to listening to a podcast, and the founder of Viome was talking about this brand new startup company that will send you a stool test your door, to your house. And it's a kit. Actually, I have it still right here with me. I have been doing this biome test since long time, since this thing happened. It's a kit. It looks like that. So it's a little bit to the more expensive side. It's like, I think it runs for 250 or $260. But also they do a lot of sales through the year. On Christmas especially, they do like 40%. And in Christmas, this is when I bought like 4 or 5 kits, because I know that I keep using it, and I use it on my husband too. And I gave it a gift to all our family. If I believe in something, I do it. If like I do it, I test it on myself first before I say it to my clients and say it to you guys on this recorded video. So anyway, this biome test, it's a stool test where you'll do the test at home. You send the sample out, and 3 weeks later they will test all the bacteria that exist in your microbiome, on your inside your gut, because what the bacteria that's inside my gut is totally different than the strains that's inside your gut. So they will see what are the strains inside your gut, and they will recommend a probiotics that will be beneficial to kill the bad ones that you have and increase the number of the good ones that you don't have. This is one part of it. And the other part of it, which I love so much, is it will tell you what are the foods that's causing inflammation in your gut. So basically, sometimes if you have a leaky gut, especially if you eat the healthiest food on earth, if you have a leaky gut, that food could be inflammatory. For me, for example, it was onions and garlics because of the SIBO condition I had. Every time I eat onions and garlics, and onion and garlic are the best, healthiest food you can ever think of, right? But apparently, these are hurting my microbiome. And every time I'm eating onions and garlic, it increases the inflammatory response inside my body, and thus creating more toxins inside my microbiome, and creating more toxins inside my bloodstream because I have a leaky gut, and the circle goes on and on. So anyway, in this Viome kit, what happens is they will tell you exactly what the foods that are causing your inflammation. It could be strawberries, it could be a tomato, it could be a cucumber. It doesn't have to be the bad food. Sometimes even the good food are the triggers. And when you stop these triggers for 6 months, depends actually 3 months or 6 months, depending on the severity of your case. For me, it was super severe. I had to stop eating a lot of food for at least 6 months. So when you stop these food for 6 months, what's happening is your gut starts to rebuild its lining. And also with the help of bitters, digestive enzymes, HCl, and the personalized probiotic they send you with this kit, then altogether in 3 to 6 months, you will rebuild your digestive system, your microbiome again. And this is exactly what happened to me. The first 6 months, I started to feel a little bit better. Little bit later, I did the test again to see my progress, and my numbers were like in the red part. Then it started to go to the yellow part. Then now they are in the green part. So I do this. I did this test 4 times every 6 months, and now I just do it yearly to make sure that I am on the right track. I still do take probiotics. They come like this, and like these are the pills actually, the supplements. The probiotic comes like in sticks. I do take the pills too, the supplements they have, because it's so easy. One pack, all these pills that will help your system to feel better and healthier. But if I'm giving an advice to somebody, I will say, if you want to choose between the pills or the supplements and the what's called the probiotics, go with the probiotics. Because this is, if you heal your gut with probiotics and the correct food, you're golden. So anyway, why I am talking about this? I am talking about this because I believe when I had this microbiome issue, or my digestive system was all at whack, what happened to me, I had 2 hair conditions. One is telogen effluvium, because of all the inflammation in my body and all the toxins that's floating around in my bloodstream. And the second one was trichodynia. So telogen effluvium is when you have a sudden shed of your hair because of infection, which is I didn't have, because of toxicity in your body, which I had, inflammation in your body, which I had, and the shed will just go, it doesn't stop, and it's horrific. Anybody who went through this, they will know what I'm talking about. It's just clumps and clumps that goes down the drain in front of your eyes. It's very emotionally disturbing. So the telogen effluvium episodes used to happen to me often, if or even when it is that sensitive, even when I eat like the bad foods or the foods that I am not supposed to eat, they are triggering me uh, for like 2 or 3 days. My telogen effluvium will kick in because my body is very, very vulnerable. So the second condition that I had is called trichodynia. Trichodynia is when you have pain in your follicles, and usually mine came here. It's like painful and soreness, and it's just so uncomfortable. And this is due to the high inflammation in the body too. So by using this Viome kit and by fixing my gut, I actually get rid of the inflammation. I get rid of I fixed my gut issues. I decreased my toxin load, and now I recovered from the telogen effluvium and the trichodynia conditions. A telogen effluvium is horrible in the beginning, but the good part of it, if you take the trigger out, it will actually come back because the hair follicles did not die. They were just so weak because of all the triggers that's hitting them, and the hair follicle cannot hold your hair strand anymore, and it will become so weak and so vulnerable, and then you lose the hair, but it did not die. When it dies, then it's a problem. It did not die. And if when the trigger is lifted, and of course, you do some hair stimulation to it, which is, for me, I did as simple as rosemary oil. It's an essential oil. You can buy it from any health store. The hair stimulation will actually help the hair follicles to recover faster, and you will have your hair back. And it's not only that, making sure also that you have that nutrient, you don't have any nutrient deficiencies too, because when you have a leaky gut, what happens is also your absorption of the nutrients will get compromised. And for that long of a period, for 6 months or a year until you recover from the leaky gut, you will be suffering from a lot of nutrient deficiencies. So I did a blood test, and I discovered what are the nutrients that are missing in my system, and I replenished that as well. And I am still work on progress. I'm still working on that. It doesn't happen overnight. It has been 5-6 years now. It's much better now, but it is going on the right direction. So I wanted also you guys to share my experience with you, to tell you how important the microbiome is. And also, when we're talking about the microbiome, don't forget about the microbiome of your scalp, because if you have, for example, a sebum condition, so it's like, let's say it's a seborrheic dermatitis condition, where you have a lot of sebum secreted in your scalp, and your body is not in balance, this sebum is going to be acidic. And when it is acidic, it's very corrosive to your skin, which is the scalp. When it's corrosive to the scalp, what happens is they go inside into your hair follicles and make your hair follicles struggle for nutrients, make your hair follicle weak and vulnerable, and then eventually you will have hair loss because of the seborrheic dermatitis. So one thing to do is to make sure to balance the pH of your scalp by using a balance, like a very good detox shampoo. And I do not like the shampoos that are over the counter, the detox shampoos over the counter. I personally don't like it because they do have chemicals on them. They do have preservatives on them. They do have other bad things on them, And when you're using these over the counter detoxification shampoos on your scalp is super weak already, and you're putting more chemicals on top of that. That's not gonna really help on the long run. I use a line called HPT line. Actually, it's from our friend Nadia Hughes. I have been recently exposed to her shampoo line, and I am in love with it. It's a green shampoo that will detoxify your scalp. It will balance your pH, and then your sebum will not be corrosive, will be just a normal excretion, a healthy excretion rather than excretion that will hurt you. So that is the part of the microbiome of your scalp. Make sure it is in balance and it is not acidic. The pH is not acidic on your scalp. So that is for the microbiome episode for now. I will talk to you a little bit later about epigenetics. So stay tuned.